You're building an internal developer platform. But what part are Humanitec's products playing? What is a platform orchestrator? And how does it help you to orchestrate your platform? And more fundamentally, why should you orchestrate your platform at all? Hey, I'm Kasper from Humanitec. In this video, I'll speak about what Humanitec is and how it helps you orchestrate your platform. Humanitec's Platform Orchestrator powers internal developer platforms and self-service setups for many of the best engineering teams in the world. And we early on realized that what almost everybody gets wrong is the orchestration part of their platform. Older platform designs focused on essentially spinning up templated GitHub repositories with varying configuration file formats. Afterwards, the burden to operate and maintain the scripting mess was left to the developers to figure out. When they struggle, they offload to operation teams. As a result, developers slow down, wait for others, and ops has to grind through repetitive tickets. What suffers is the time to market, the lifeblood of any business. In fact, setups that aren't orchestrated show a 30% longer lead time than setups that leverage platform orchestration. So, how do you do this? Our approach is to completely reconfigure the entire application and its dependent resources, databases, file storage, compute, or DNS with every single deployment. We essentially read a recipe on how a workload generally relates to dependent resources and then dynamically create application and infrastructure configurations with every Git push. This way, there is no difference between the first time a developer spins up a workload and the nth time. This approach drives an unparalleled degree of standardization and allows platform engineers to build highly scalable golden paths that include all the resources, configurations, and policies by default. Humanitec provides 3 products to turn your static CI/CD setup into an orchestrated platform. First, we have Score, a workload specification. That's the recipe with which developers describe how their workload relate and connect to dependent resources. There is exactly one of those recipes for each workload, and they work across every environment. Score simply sits next to your workload code, which enables developers to keep a fully code-based flow. Score is open source and used by a large community of users. With every Git push, you are sending your Score file through your CI pipeline, where it gets interpreted by our second product, the Platform Orchestrator. The Platform Orchestrator is basically a rules engine at the core of your platform. It reads the abstract request from the developer, my workload needs a Postgres database, and follows rules set by the platform engineering team to create app and infrastructure configurations accordingly. Our third product, drivers, are responsible for executing those rules. Drivers could, for instance, reach out to any cloud API to fetch credentials and wire up an existing database. Or they execute your infrastructure as code files to create a new one. So, when should you consider Humanitec? If you have more than 50 developers in your team and lead time matters to you, it's probably a good idea to evaluate this approach. It's easy to integrate into your existing setup, provides a fast return on investment, and your developers will love you. Getting started is easy. Write a Score file for your workload, plug in the orchestrator at the end of your CI pipeline, configure your baseline configurations, and then Git push your first deployment. Thank you for watching this video on how Humanitec helps you orchestrate your platform. If you want to kick the tires, head over to humanitec.com and start your free trial today. If you want us to help you, book a demo with one of our solution architects.